Phone? Who got time for all this? Hi, baby. Oh, I have a very bad connection. Hold on. We're going to switch to the 4G. Your girl, Columbia. Hey, George. How are you? I'm fine. Let's get into it. So I'm babysitting my dog. He is very, very white girl wasted right now. He's in the car just asleep. Like, I haven't been able to get him out the car, like, since he got home from the vet. I've been thinking I was talking with Dad earlier about the Democratic Party and what they should do and kind of how they should conduct themselves. Hi, baby. How's my great pirate? That's me, baby. And how they should conduct themselves. We're kind of at a point where I think the Democrats don't really have a good direction to go in. They sort of haven't like recovered from the election. And I think one of the things that the Democrats can do is it's time to sort of drop the idea that attacking Trump is the way to go. I don't think that attacking Trump is going to yield. Oh, Squid Baby. My Squid Baby says, I'm pretty sure at the moment this video is going to depress me because I don't have much hope for the Democrats. Any hope for the Democrats. Well, get some hope, baby. I got hope. I always got hope. Of course, right now. Hi, Coughlin. He's not in the chat. He just hit me up, though. What am I doing? I'm live, baby. I'm live. So my stratagem is this. Instead of trying to attack Trump, we need to be putting forth our vision for what the future looks like. And part of that vision is the Democrats' policies prior to Trump coming to office, infrastructure, healthcare, yay, borrow some hope from me, baby. Healthcare, or what were we talking about? Hope and policies. Okay. The Democrats should borrow some policies from the past, of course, talking about single-payer healthcare. If not single-payer, then definitely talking about adding a public insurance option to healthcare. We need to be talking about what our goals are for infrastructure. We need to be talking about what our goals are for clean energy. We need to be talking about what we want, as opposed to talking about why Trump is bad. I think that there's an opening with the Republican Party. The Republicans have not been doing very well in terms of foreign policy, in terms of leading the world, and they always called Obama a feckless leader and the Democrats feckless. So I think that it's important now that the Democrats hit back and say, listen, you're not doing anything. All right? You're fucking up. You're not doing anything to shore up our position as the leader of the planet. So you can sit here and talk shit about our policies all you like, but you're not doing anything. I think that we need to move on from attacking I'm going to go back to the chat in 2 seconds. I think we need to move on from attacking Trump and attempt to and stop berating his supporters and really get on try to get them on the train and say, hey, listen, this guy said he was going to clean the swamp. He hasn't done that yet. Where's his anti-corruption legislation? Where is his, cleaning the swamp legislation? We need to be, if we're going to hit Trump, we need to hit him on the things that he's promised. Not that he's a sexist, misogynist piece of shit. They don't care about that. What they do care about, supposedly, are his policies. And I think that is where we can hit him and we can really get some traction. Now let me go back to the chat because the chat had some decent ideas. Okay. We'll show them. All right, here we go. Attacking Trump, Mar-a-Lago says, attacking Trump was what the Dems did during the election. Yeah, and that's one of the things that really failed them. I too, Squid Kid, want to see the Democrats have more passion about the United States, about talking about the policies that we support the most. I think that they could definitely get up some traction for universal basic income. I think that there's a lot of things that the Democrats can get traction on and they can really run with that the Republicans aren't doing. And I think if the Republicans try to hit back on a policy like universal basic income, then you say to them, listen, you guys are the ones who borrowed from socialism to create the Alaska Permanent Fund. You guys are the ones who allow the Green Bay Packers to be publicly owned. When it suits you, you like public ownership, you like market socialism, but when it doesn't, then you pretend like you don't. I think and I think that it's time to start calling it what it is. We want market socialism. I think that there's all kinds of things that we can do, but I think we need to try. Yeah, and Squid Kid makes an excellent point here. Yes, there is huge support for a single-payer healthcare option, especially from young people like me. Yes, yes, Great Pirate Solomon, you're correct. The Democrats are bad at messaging. There is just so much that the Democrats need to be doing right now. And as much as I support single payer, I understand it's not really an option. It's not something that we're going to get the Republicans to support quite yet. I think that one of the reasons the Republicans will never support it is simply because they know that once we have it, we won't be able to get rid of it. The people are going to like it too much, and we're not going to be able to get rid of it. So we're sort of stuck with, at the very least, arguing for a public option to health insurance, and I think that's important. I think that's what's going to advance the Democrats' position. But what the fuck? Why did it turn orange? What? Sorry, y'all. My screen just turned orange. I'm like, the fuck? Bringing up Mar-a-Lago writes. Well, I'm sorry, Moralgo, because Mama can't read, y'all. Moralgo writes, hold on, let me get it back. Show it. Why are you asking me twice? Bringing up socialist policy is going to be a real uphill battle, even at this point, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it is. I think you'll have that like what you've been up to today issue, and there are certain vet mostly, but there are certain policies, right? But there are certain policies that the Republicans have supported in the past that are certainly socialist and are market socialist. And I think that we have to hit them. If we hit them with that punch, then we can say, hey, this is what you guys support. This is what you guys do. Also, I think they need to stop smirking at actual white supremacists. Hey there, Olivia snarks a lot. Also, see, and they disappear so quick I can't even barely read them. Also, I think they need to stop smirking at actual white supremacists and distancing themselves from actual leftists. Democratic, socialists, and communists are not all colors and not your enemy right now. I would agree that socialism. Thank you, baby. I would agree. I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to them, but I'm gonna assume you're talking about me. Thank you. Yes, my ideas are kind of decent. I think that in terms of the left, right? If you consider liberals sort of center left, in terms of the left, I have no problem working with communists or socialists or left-leaning anarchists, no problem. But the issue is that that right now we're kind of in a fight with them because they blame us, liberals, for the ills of the United States. And so it's very difficult for me to want to work with someone who thinks that I'm the problem. It's like, no, my policies aren't the problem. It's that we're not fulfilling liberal policies. Number one, we're not funding them enough. And two, it's that the right is in control of government at this moment. We can argue about whether liberalism or communism or socialism is the correct economic system to have, but first we have to deal with what we already have. Garrett says, hey Garrett says that capitalism is the problem. I think that capitalism is exploitative, and I think I certainly agree with Marx that it atomizes the worker and it distances the worker from their labor. But I also think that for right this moment, it's a decent enough economic system. It needs offsets, certainly. I don't deny that capitalism needs socialism in order for it to be a humane system. But right now, I think that we need capitalism speed. Hey, Rez. I think we need capitalism's speed in order to deal with some of the problems that. Well, I mean, the Chinese peasantry. No, I don't think that they would agree that their version of state capitalism is necessarily humane or fair, but it does. It certainly does. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for capitalism's exploitative nature. It certainly does oppress and exploit people. However, in the third world in particular, we know that many governments have, hey, an actual joke, we know that in the third world in particular, many governments, particularly the government of Argentina and many other governments, have adopted a very right-wing, a very Ludwig von Mises version of capitalism that does not allow for that is quite cruel. This is hard, y'all. This is so hard. I'm gonna check. Okay, so we're gonna take it. Oh, for the love of Christ, bad connection, y'all. I'm gonna take this bad connection. I'm gonna check on my baby. Yeah, true. China has a state form. Very well. It took less than 30 years for the market forces that drive that sort of haste are something that we're going to need if we are going to overcome climate change. Slowly in that regard. You know what? Very bad connection. Suck my dick. Very bad connection. Get the fuck out of my face. But I so appreciate you guys are all showing up for your girl. I'm gonna take a small sharing. I've gone away. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize my name was very bad connection. It's not. I like to get angry sometimes. There's a time and a place to yell. Plus, a lot of my close friends are liberals. LOL. Yeah. You know, and I'm not going to say that liberalism is completely faultless. I think that we haven't fought hard enough, and I think that to a certain extent we have shunned. Garrett's best friend in the world is a liberal. Mwah. Shouts out to you, baby. I think that not fought enough. I will say this. I don't think that liberals have inculcated left-wing ideas into their policies. That there are certainly socialist policies that liberals want that we haven't been able to articulate to hey, let me check on my dog. He's knockered out. My baby's knockered out. Yo, what the fuck? I swear to God, guys, I'm walking around trying to get a better connection. I look like crazy because I'm just waiting for my dog to wake up, but he's not going to wake up for another hour. Yeah, right. I would argue that there has been a large coalition of liberals and socialists. Socialists fought very hard for the 5-day work week, of course, and the 8-hour work day. It was a combination of socialists, communists, and anarchists who helped to bring us what we now know as the welfare state, Social Security. That's an interesting story. I will tell it a little later. I'll tell it now. Why the fuck not? It was a coalition of labor unionists that were socialists and anarchists and communists who went to FDR and said, listen, this capitalism shit is falling apart, and we will encourage people to dismantle capitalism if you don't do something. And he said, okay. And so we got the alphabet soup agencies, we got the WPA. I think that, of course, socialists and communists and left-leaning anarchists have a long history in the United States of helping to push along the economic system, of helping to push along social progress, but not without the help of liberals. Because we're the ones who end up in power. It is not and we're the ones who end up signing those policies. It might, socialists are great, and and they have wonderful ideas, but they're not the ones who end up getting elected. It's liberals who end up getting elected. I hate to be that way. I love you though. But okay, let me. Y'all are typing fast. Y'all are typing so fast. And it's going away. Ooh, my mustache is coming in nice, y'all. My goal to become the bearded lady and the world's fattest woman, definitely. This is turning into some bullshit. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't be here doing this because I'm too busy fucking messaging people back. But if Lord Coughlin does see this, hi, Lord. My messages are going away again, y'all. Let me get my ass together here, show. Of course, I agree with the Great Pirate Solomon. They don't have the same type of influence, partially because the influence that the socialists wielded was through labor unions, and labor unions have been severely diminished on purpose by the Republican Party in particular, but by conservatives in general. I feel like a lot of this is impossible. No, I don't expect a full communism in our lifetime. What I do expect, however, is that communists will help us push for more left-leaning policies and will help us to develop policies that I think we can be proud of, certainly, and will help us to develop policies that we can sell better to the American people. Lips are dry, y'all. I'm about to have a cigarette. So yeah, I think that there's room. So Rez said, I think that before let me finish that sentence, I think that there's room for communists, in particular communists and socialists, hearts and hearts. I think there's particularly room for communists and socialists and communists, socialists, and Republicans, that's antithetical, communists and socialists to help the Democratic Party to advance itself, certainly. And, I'm willing to, my strategy was always like this. I am willing to I'm willing to get in safe seats, in safe blue seats. I would be willing to support, not personally as a Democrat, but I would be willing to support a socialist candidate in a place like here in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, in exchange for socialist support. Particularly when it comes to the grassroots effort it's going to take to sell certain policies. I think that it's important that we get socialists elected to office under the banner of socialism, under the banner of a socialist party. I don't think the Democrats are capable of becoming a socialist party. I've got to read Rez's comment. Hold on. God knows how far I think socialism is a great long-term goal. I hope we achieve it one day, but I think it's a very long-term goal. We have to work with what we got for a bit longer. I agree. I think we do have to work with what we got for a bit longer. And I think that what we got will translate well into socialism. But it'll take time. It'll take policies. It'll take changes. And we can't just change everything all at once. The slower if we go slow, if we're incremental, I think that we can eventually come to a point where we have the type of socialism that we want. It will translate well. Let me check on this puppy, y'all. I'm worried as shit. I'm not worried. He's just been sedated. He'll be okay. Bye-bye. Let me see. Bye-bye. I'm in the car now, y'all. I'm real close to your face. Honey bunny, I'm here. Okay. All right. He's out of it, y'all. I wish I could get this fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He's in the car right now. Boobs, right? Titties. I wish I could get this fucked up today. Like, I really just want, like, a beer right now so bad. Like, 2 beers and I'm your girl. Like, 2 beers and I'll go home with pretty much anybody. Don't tell Cookie I said that. He's here, too. Don't tell him I said that. Anyways, so Mama's gonna be about this bitch. I'm hungry as balls. All right? Your girl needs to eat. Capitalism, socialism, communism, or no. Mama needs her food. I hope this has been not so much elucidating, but... Uh-oh. Yeah, because we're not. Squid Kid asked a very. Great Pirate Solomon says that we already have socialism. We do, to a certain extent. We have market socialism. We have socialist policies. As someone once told me, socialism light. Squid Kid writes, but will the establishment allow us to get to that point? No, I think that you can. I think that eventually we'll get pushback, but I think that the argument to be made is, listen, you can either live in a world that is so stratified that we are constantly on the edge of revolution. Because if we look at the income, if we look at the stratification of people now, and the level and the income gap now, and the wage gap now between the wealthiest people in society and the poorest people in society, it may have never been so stratified, right? We're talking about a situation that in nearly any other time period would have resulted in revolution. The only reason it has in the United States is pretty much because people aren't hungry. We are fastly running out of ideas. You know, we have money. Money isn't a problem, but that money is being allocated toward the wealthiest people in society, right? We have put for example, we're constantly bitching about Social Security going broke, and part of it is because we've put a cap on Social Security, on income, we put a cap on the payroll tax that pays for Social Security. So if you make over a certain amount, then there is a cap on how much you pay, where there should be no cap, right? All we need to do, if we can reverse some of the more conservative and insane policies, if we can get greater tax income come into the fucking federal government, we're gonna be able to get some shit. It is unsustainable. Now, okay, before I go, let's talk about automation. This is one of those things that I feel like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like dumb as fuck, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel like, okay, first of all, let me get to Ted's comment, because my baby Ted is here. Why are you debating this anyway? Sounds like Trump is going to declare war on North Korea any day soon, so we're all going to fry before we can change the system. Don't say that. We ain't going to die yet. I mean, a lot of us are, but I'm not, because I'm fire made flesh, and fire is power. You guys always get into these deep convos before I go to bed. I know, baby. I will say this. Yeah, my baby says, at least if we go together. That's how I feel about it. I will say this about automation. I feel like I feel like this is one of the pitfalls of capitalism. We are arguing. We are upset about the fact that we would no longer labor. As far as I'm concerned, let the robots take all the fucking jobs, all right? Let them take all the jobs. The system would be such, they would be like Social Security. You were born, you're assigned a robot does a job. You know, they're basically slaves, but, you know, ain't nobody counting. But, you know how I feel about slavery. Anyway, let the robots do the fucking jobs and let us fucking not labor anymore, all right? Human beings are exceptional creatures, and our exceptional nature should be put toward achieving some sort of artistic or architectural greatness. All right? Let the robots do the fucking labor. All right? Let the robots work in the mines. That's a different story for a different time. Obviously, I'm pissed off right now. So, guys, I'm going to go. I got to eat something. I'm dying. Mama is hungry, and you don't want to see this girl when she's hungry. I will fight Sargon and his entire army, 600,000 strong. I fight all of them if I'm hungry enough. Anyway, Star Trek Utopia stuff. All right, mwah. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate you guys coming and checking up on me and not talking about, and not talking shit about me. It's very much appreciated. So, I'll be seeing you guys soon. Thank you, my sweets. I appreciate you. What's my catchphrase? I'll be seeing you soon. Good night, good morning, and good afternoon. We need free energy first. Nigga, I'm gonna kick your ass when I see you next. I love you, Cookie, but you gonna get your ass whooped. Mwah.